Hey, what's up, everyone? Random live stream. I know, didn't plan for it even myself. I just have an empty, quiet house. So here we go. I just thought I would update you. As you can see, the live Bitcoin chart here, always rolling. I'm always keeping an eye on that, mostly just because it dictates how the market's doing. As you guys know, Bitcoin dominance is always a concern. But it always doesn't matter for altcoins, as you know. Sometimes when Bitcoin flatlines or even dips a little, it's okay because it's alt season. And, well, the market is going down. It's in the downtrend right now. So this is the time when people are watching their money disappear because if they invested earlier and they get really worried about this, when in reality, it's like time to buy up. It's time to buy more of what you know and trust and like, because the prices are going to get even better. But we don't know when this will end. I predict probably sometime around March, April, May, but it can go on even longer. And one of the things that I learned even today is that the trend really follows how good the dollar is doing. Meaning, when the dollar does good, gold, silver, Bitcoin doesn't usually do as good. So the vice versa can happen. Now, we're talking about Bitcoin specifically with that. So I'm just letting you know that doesn't necessarily have to follow with altcoins. Altcoins can explode when Bitcoin doesn't do very good. So always keep that in mind. And now those seasons, how long do they last? Again, about 18 months. Seems to be about the average. So I was going to show you some images and things like that to go over. But first, I uploaded a video that I watched today. I thought it was really good. And matter of fact, it was amazing. So I'm going to share that with everybody because I just uploaded it. So sit back, relax, and put your thinking cap on because it's time to learn.
They had to do it because my generation wasn't investing in it. Mm-hmm. So that's why between 1960 and 1980, they didn't like stocks. So the 401k came out. Then what happened is in 1987, the stock market crashed. So Greenspan comes out. He's a Federal Reserve guy. Remember, the Federal Reserve is not American. It's not a government agency. So he came out, and what Greenspan put was what I call a PPT. It's the Plunge Protection Team, or also called the Greenspan put, or also what people say, don't fight the Fed. Basically, what Greenspan did is every time the stocks crashed, the Plunge Protection Team would protect you. So my generation, the boomers, are going, well, I don't have to worry because every time the market crashes, the Federal Reserve Bank and the Treasury will bail me out. So that's today we have our US corporations are zombie. 20% of US corporations are zombie corporations. It means they're broke, but they're being propped up by the Federal Reserve Bank and the government. That's communism. So anyway, stocks get protected. Gold is a good investment because the Fed, all the central banks in the world now own gold. So they're not going to let gold crash. They'll do something to make sure the price of gold stays up. So I don't like stocks, but I like gold. Silver is getting more valuable because gold, all the gold never disappears. It just keeps piling up. But silver is being used in the Green New Deal, in solar cells, in medical things. So I like silver. And if you can see back here, look at this here, silver was $2. It hit $50 here when the Hunt brothers were trying to manipulate the gold market. And even today, it's only 27, but you can't get any. So here's stocks. The government will make sure it doesn't crash. Gold will not crash, but crypto could. You know why? Because the Fed doesn't want it. Because the reason I like crypto, the reason I buy Bitcoin and Ethereum and all that stuff is I don't like the Fed. When I talk to most of the young guys, they don't like the Fed either. But the problem is, and this is why you've got to be smarter, is that the Fed wants to take this out. The European Central Bank, the ECB, wants to take it out. The Bank of Japan wants to take it out. The Bank of China wants to take it out. So that's why you crypto guys, you've got to be smarter today. You don't just sit there and go, oh. So you crypto guys, you got to be smarter because what possibly, it hasn't happened yet, is a Fed coin. or a yuan coin, a Chinese coin. China will probably have it before the US. And there will be a European coin. They want to destroy Bitcoin. So you guys in Bitcoin, you've got to be smarter. So as it's coming down, like I said, I'm still going to buy more. But when it passes 27,000, I'm going to back up the truck, just like I did when it passed 9,000. Because that's what traders do. So let me show you that the bigger thing here is this. This is the future. This has not happened, but it might happen. If there's a Fed coin, they're going to get rid of the commercial banks. You see, the only way the money can go into the marketplace right now is the Fed prints money. They give the money to commercial banks like US Bank and Bank of America and Wells Fargo, and they lend the money out. But if the Fed coin comes out, they don't need these banks. So if there's a Fed coin, Wells Fargo is gone. I'm not saying this is going to happen. This is my prediction of what might happen. Don't say I'm saying it's going to go out and all that stuff. At the same time, if a Fed coin comes in, it wipes me out. Because the way I get my money is I have great credit. And like I said, just last week, Ken McElroy and I borrowed $160 million. That's the only way money gets into the system is guys like us, capitalists, have to borrow money. School teachers can't even get a credit card. They're so stupid. Well, they get a student loan. What a rip-off that is. But a guy like me will go out there and use debt. I use debt to acquire assets, and I pay no taxes. But they'll never teach you that in school. That's why there's no financial education. That's why my poor dad was a Marxist, and he taught people that capitalists are crooks. And now there's crooks everywhere. You know, there's even crooked ministers. Obama likes those guys. So it's not the money, it's the person. And our school system's intentionally designed not to teach you about money. Because once they take these two away, then they go to Marxism or communism, UBI is universal basic income. You know what I mean? And that's what they're doing today with the stimulus checks. They're giving money straight to you. They don't need these guys anymore. You know, because I had to go to see you and either get a credit card or get a home loan. And these guys slow down the economy. So if they go to if they go to a Fed coin, these guys are gone. We go to pure communism, which is, I think, the intention. That's why Kamala Harris is going to be the next president. Or MMT, you know, it's Marxist monetary theory. That's my prediction. I'm not saying it's going to come true. If you say, well, I said that, it's not true. And what that is called is totalitarianism. It's beyond Marxism. They control your thoughts, they control your breathing, they control your injections, they control your money, they control how you get your money, how much you make, where you're spending it, where can you travel. They'll know everything about you. It's called totalitarianism. One of my friends predicted that Bitcoin will go to 1.2 million. I don't know that. I just listened to him. He's a lot smarter than me, you know, but he says 1.2 million. Max Kaiser says 250,000. Some guys say, you know, 100,000. I watch silver. I think silver will go to 100. If silver goes to 100, I make a lot of money. It doesn't make any difference. There's so many ways you can get rich in a capitalist society, but the moment we go to this here, we've lost. So I don't know what the future holds, but I think this is where we're going. So if this happens, my gold and silver are not in this country. I love Bitcoin because it's portable, no storage problems. So that's why I'm very bullish. I'm very optimistic about Bitcoin because there's going to be chaos for the next 10 years. And Bitcoin will go up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. Ethereum will go up and down. Blockchain will go up and down. And then they're going to try and put guys like me in jail. Happens every time. So this here is it. This is our schools. Go to school, get a job, become a small entrepreneur. start a pizza shop or something. I don't do that because these guys pay 40% in taxes. Remember, money is debt and taxes. So they work for money, they pay 40% in taxes. They work for money, they pay 60% in taxes. So the small entrepreneurs, the guys who are just startups, they're going to pay the highest taxes around. But the big business guys like Elon Musk and Bill Gates and Rich Dad here, we only pay 20% tax. And as we're inside investors. I put my own deals together. I don't touch stocks, bonds, mutual funds, ETFs. I'll create my own deal, like the water deal I talked about. I'm doing a Green New Deal, but I'll pay no taxes at all. And that's what financial education does.
Incredible, right? I thought that was a great video. Now, you don't have to agree with everything that he says, but there's so much information packed into that video, that short video, that you just can't not learn something to take from that video. So I saw that today and I was like, I just got to share it. There's no doubt about that. And yes, crazy-eyed me. There is no reason you can't like master this if you just like take your time and like go, I'm just gonna watch videos on crypto, a couple hours every single day, and then like learn the lingo, learn there's multiple different facets to crypto, just so you guys know. What you're looking at here, actually, I'm reversed on this one, is a chart. This is just how the currency is doing. Now, you're going to see all different kinds of charts in your time with crypto. You're going to see people trying to guess where the coin is going to go, whether it's going to dip or go higher. There's going to be speculations on the price. You're going to find people that use different diagrams to help. They're going to use heat maps to watch where bids are being placed. You can create bots where you can set buy and sell orders. There's so much to crypto to learn that if you want, just find different people that are already into it and then watch every side. So for example, if you're looking at the charts, well, if you don't know how to read the charts, it's okay. You can find different people. I can recommend them. And you want to find the most variety of people that you can. Some people see that, remember, everyone is looking at the same chart, but nobody agrees with what they're saying is going to be the future outcome of that chart. So literally, if you and me were sitting in the same room right now and I'm looking at this chart and it's moving like it is, I'm like, this isn't a good sign. You're looking at it and you're like, no, that's clearly a great sign. It's moving in a great direction. So we can look at the same thing and come to different conclusions. It's based on our interpretation of the data. So therefore, it's good to have a nice, diverse group of people telling you how they understand the market and how they understand the economy and how they understand investing. And with what happens in Bitcoin and in cryptocurrency in general is that the stock market people are invested in this now, and they're masters at manipulating the market. They do things that are illegal in cryptocurrency because it's illegal to do on the stock market now, because there's no regulation with cryptocurrency, right? So they can do a short squeeze. That's completely illegal, but they do it all the time in crypto. So does the crypto coin represent a huge swath of investments? Yeah, look how much money is moving through it right now. There's so much money in crypto, but yet here's the cool thing about cryptocurrency. Even though it's been out for years now, it's still what you would consider in its infancy, meaning you're early to the stages of cryptocurrency. Imagine what it will be in 5 to 10 years from now. Either it will be wiped out by the governments of the world, where you're no longer allowed to trade it at all because it's stronger than them. See, banks know how strong crypto is. And you know how I know? Because they buy it. If it was really bad like they said it was, they would have nothing to do with it. Nothing. They would be like, crypto's garbage. It's going to be dead in 5 years and you're going to regret it. You should invest in our bank and the dollar is going to be better. You'll see. But they don't. They buy Bitcoin. The bankers themselves. Watch my first video that I made on this channel, or maybe second video. It exposes them for buying tons and tons of Bitcoin. So they're saying don't buy it, and then they buy it. What does that tell you? These are the people that control the money, control everything, and they buy Bitcoin. So clearly they know that the dangers of holding the monetary value of the dollar that is up and down and up and down, where Bitcoin is constantly moving in a direction that always makes it higher than the last time it pumped. So if you're new to this, it's a bit intimidating. So you usually look for people that can help you and answer questions for you. And a lot of people like to do that. You know why? Because having a crypto channel is fun. You get a lot of people that are happy and they're talking to you and they're asking you questions, and it's kind of nice. I'm used to having a health channel and people mad about diet and angry what I'm talking about. And then there's then obviously I teach young earth creation. They hate that topic, of course. So I'm always getting fire, but I find with the crypto thing, it's actually quite fun. I only get like kind of happy people here. It's good. It's great. I mean, the market's trash right now, right? People have lost money, and yet here they are having a good time in the comment section. So I've kind of liked this because it's rare for me. I've never actually been online where people are like excited and happy. It's very peculiar, actually. I got to get used to it. I'm used to people hating everything that I say. So it's kind of fun. Yeah, I would say it's a good time to get in because if you're looking at it, it's when everybody else isn't buying and when they're selling that it's a good time to buy because things are very, very cheap. Now, I don't just mean like go buy Bitcoin. No, 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 no. That downtrend is occurring right now. So you'll lose money at the time. You want to wait for that thing to bottom out. So you want to look for something that's unique and rare and things that just came out that have the potential to go much higher, or something that you can put your money in because you realized it's kind of baseline. It's been out for a while. The market cap is safe. And I'm going to invest because even if it goes down a little bit, I'll only be out a couple $100. And when it goes back up, I'll make even more. That's what I did. That's why I put my money into something just 3 days ago. I dumped a ton of money into a coin and it's going down. So people are like, but why would you do that if it's going down? It's because I know so much about that token. I know that it's reached the volatility of market cap equilibrium. It's hit its maintenance stage where nobody else is really going to sell. And there's a lot going to happen over the next few months that are going to raise the value of the token, even in a downward market. So I got in. I didn't get in at the very base when it was 14 million market or 14,000 market cap. It went up to about 15 and a half. And I was like, okay, good enough for me. So I got in. And I went all in. It's like going to the roulette wheel and just putting it all on and just spinning it. See, now that's interesting. Imagine you walk into a casino and you'll have a big stack of money and you put it on, let's say, red, and you spin the roulette wheel and you double your money. You leave super excited. You literally doubled your money. That's great, right? But with cryptocurrency, you don't just double your money. You can invest in something that easily doubles your money. Easily. So imagine you find something that makes your money quadrupled. Well, that's a lot safer than a roulette wheel because a roulette wheel is less than 50-50 odds. But cryptocurrency, if you know what you're doing and you put it into something where you know the potential is there, yeah, it might go down a little. Matter of fact, it might go up and then back down and then up and then back down. That's the weird market. And that's with cryptocurrency in general. So you put it in when you feel as though it's a good price. A lot of people are impatient. So of course they buy things and then they think like, oh, it's just going down. I obviously wasted my money. No, you didn't waste your money. The market cap is so low that you are going to laugh at how cheap this was in a couple years from now. So the thing is to just hold, put confidence in yourself and what you purchased. So I look for those types of coins. I studied a lot of the market recently, meaning watching these charts, but at the same time, I never stopped looking for more opportunities because those opportunities do arise. And you have to put your money when the economy is doing really bad into something that you can absolutely trust. I can't absolutely trust something that I just find, right? So I only have a little bit of confidence in that. So, a couple $100 here, a couple $100 there. Now, if it takes off, good. I might regret not putting more, but that's the way the cookie crumbles. You can also put your money in something that completely flops and destroys and kills itself. So I put mine into something that I already knew. For example, for me, it was a coin called Safemoon Inu. I was one of the first people in it. I've watched it grow. I've watched it come back down. I've watched it consolidate. I was comfortable at where it's at right now, and I put more in. I'm like, this is it. This is the bottom. And so what? If it goes down more, I will buy more. That's how much I'm confident in that token. But I also want to find another golden gem for people too, right? Because frankly, there are amazing projects that pop up all the time, but a lot of them can die. So you got to be really careful. And a lot of these people on YouTube get influenced by people coming at them and saying, hey, will you show my token for me? I'll pay you. And they just say, sure. Well, they get bribed, right? And they can be bribed by anybody, meaning somebody that is creating a fake token to rug pull everybody because they're going to make millions. So who cares giving $10,000 to a YouTube star to just show your token for you, and then you just come out later and you just destroy the token for everybody. So that can happen as well. So I'm interested in ones that exist that never are going to do that, and they're hard to find because you gotta study a lot. There are people that do that, and I've even seen them advertising fake tokens. So even they don't take the time to deep dive very much, but they make so much money already doing this because they diversify. They like to put little bits of money here, little bits of money there, little bits of money there, and then all you have to have is 2 or 3 of those take off out of every 10, and you've made a lot of money. That's the interesting thing. It's not like that roulette wheel, right, where you walk in and you're going to say $50 on every wheel in here. Well, it's a 50-50 odds, right? So every one that you hit, you're going to miss. So you leave with the exact same amount you came with. It's not true in crypto. You put $50 down on 10 different cryptos, 9 of them can fail you. But if that one goes up and just easily does a 10x, which happens all the time, you've already made all the money back that you've lost. So people like to get in really early on tokens and put $100 down on 10 of them. And then if it 100x's, it pays you back for all that you lost and then some. So let me just check out the chat real quick. I was going on a tangent there. Good to see Andrew comment. I'm at work, shouldn't be watching videos. Yeah, probably not. I know a few people who do it, do a bit of coin, but I haven't looked into it myself. I don't doubt that it's a smart investing. To enter, I'm new to crypto, crazy on me, but I threw some money at it. Yeah, it'd be nice to build up to $1 million. You could set apart. Oh yeah, $1 million. You know what's sad though is you make $1 million, taxes are going to take half of it. Imagine that you got $1 million that you invested and you watched grow, and you take it out and they take half of it away from you immediately. Taxes are so dirty. They just rob people. And then they take your taxes and give them to people that don't want to work. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Absolutely ridiculous time we live in. Okay. Where was I? So, let's see. Yeah, I like finding like more rare little secret hidden gems here and there. Those are really awesome. I would guess you could say I stumbled upon my first one because I got into cryptocurrency with just $1,000. I was like, I don't know what's going on. So I just threw it in and kind of forgot about it. And then I came back and I had 5,000. I was like, ooh, oh yeah, that's interesting. I don't know anything about stocks. I've never traded anything. I've literally just worked at a job for my money my entire life. You know what I mean? That's it. It's like I've either worked or fought, and fighting doesn't pay good unless you do bet fightings underground. And then half the time you're so riddled with injuries, you spend that in medical bills. So the coolest thing to do is just like how can I make my money work for me? People that have money make money because they already have it to invest. So if you don't have a lot of money to invest, the stock market really just doesn't do it for you because you don't make a massive return. But with cryptocurrency, if they make it illegal one day, we got to capitalize on this as an opportunity now. Because if they catch on to 50% of the coins being minted right now are fake, and they're like, this is just, it's all scumbags. You know what I mean? It's like there's hackers stealing your money all the time. There's fake coins coming out. There's people stealing from high slippage when you're purchasing a coin. There's miners. There are harvesting tokens. There's so many things. I mean, there's unregulated, right? So you have scalpers coming in. You have all these things that make the token look really bad. People trading cryptocurrency for weapons to be used by terrorists. It's taken quite a rap, and they don't like it because it's a hedge against the dollar. It's against the monetary system. So people don't like cryptocurrency because it's a replacement where people would normally be putting their money, which would be in the bank's pocket, and that's what they want. So therefore, we want to keep cryptocurrency good. When legislation says we want to monitor it, I'm just like, go ahead, let them. That's just going to help us out. If we say no, it just makes it look like we have something to hide. So if there's regulation, fine, I'm good with it. Let them have it. It's just going to allow crypto to exist that much longer. We have to survive. That's what it's going to come down to. Okay, survival is key. And yeah, we're in the wild west of technology. You can make it all or you can lose it all. So we need to we need to find the strategy while we can, while this exists. So right now we know that there's trends, and these trends have luckily played out long enough so that somebody like me who's new can come in and look at the past trends and say, okay, where are we now in this trend? Like, is right now a good time to buy? The market's kind of unstable. There's a lot of uncertainty. It's not doing so good. The US dollar's doing good, right? So Bitcoin's not doing as good. It was at its all-time high and now it's coming down. So everyone's in fear and panic, and the greed index is very high. So everyone's selling. And I'm thinking to myself, this is when to get in. Now, when a lot of people want to play it really safe, and you can do this, you can wait till the end of this period and then get in. You can, but what I'm doing is I'm like, oh, okay, my next paycheck is going to come. I'm going to put some in. I'm going to take my next paycheck in a couple weeks and put that in. That's called dollar cost averaging. And funny enough, it ends up being the best thing to do, because if you just take all of your money at once and dump it in and then it tanks and goes lower, you're like, no, why'd I do that? But investors, they play smart with their money and they put little bits in here and there. So if they bought at a high and then next week it's at its low and they buy more, they averaged out. That's why it's called dollar cost averaging. So it's the smartest thing to do. And it just happens to be that we get paid either weekly or bi-weekly. So we can take our funds and implement and put them in at an interval that ends up being dollar cost averaging. So it's what most people do just with their paychecks in general. They set aside maybe 20% or 50% and then they invest it all. Very hard to do during the holidays, I imagine. So that's usually when people aren't investing, but now it's a very good time to get in on something. So you want to say, okay, what is going to hold the value during this downtrend? What would be good? So if it were me and I only had two choices, Bitcoin or Ethereum, my money is in Ethereum because it's an altcoin, and Bitcoin itself is the dominant factor. It's the dominant holder right now, and it's in the downtrend, as you can see. So we want to hold what's going to do better in this fearful market, and that's going to be Ethereum. It's going to outperform Bitcoin during this run. So then we can go into other altcoins and we can find them. So something that I really like doing. So let's read the questions again. What is a good way to start doing crypto? Like, what should I do if I were interested? Okay, I literally know nothing about it, so just imagine it's like a clean slate. Okay, like myself. Okay, the first thing you want to do is you want to get something called Coinbase. Now, this one's a little bit more expensive, so you want to actually skip Coinbase and go to straight Coinbase Pro. It's a wallet that's going to be on your phone. And Coinbase Pro, it just sounds more intimidating than Coinbase, but it really is identical to Coinbase, except for everything about it is cheaper. So I wish that I used Coinbase Pro. I don't. I use regular Coinbase. So let's say I move $1,000 from my bank into my Coinbase. I'm going to spend like $89 to do that. It's a ripoff kind of, but they are a bank on your phone that deals with cryptocurrency that protects you. That's why I like them. Let's say somebody hacks into your account and they steal $100,000. Coinbase covers up to $250,000 of theft. That's huge. That's great. So that's why I like them. That's why the other banks that are wallets, I should say, cryptocurrency wallets on your phone, they're free, but they don't insure anything. They don't cover you at all. So I'm not really a big fan. I just say spend the money, buy with these things. Hey, what's up? And just put your money in there and just be safe with it. Yes, it's going to cost you a little bit, but so what? That cost is for your protection. It's a good thing. Don't worry about it. So once you get Coinbase and you are going to take your money from your bank and put it in there, where you're going to put it matters the most, okay? Because you are instantly going to be putting it into a cryptocurrency. Now, Coinbase carries a certain amount of tokens that are what we call listed, meaning there's about 14,000 cryptocurrencies that exist right now. And only a few hundred of them are listed by Coinbase because Coinbase is really, they're like the aristocrats of banks. So they only accept tokens that have done lots of transactions and money and volume, and they trust that it's not some junk coin that's going to die. So they have to really be careful of who they're going to list onto their coin. That said, they have a lot of coins listed, and there are some that I do really, really like. I can tell you the names, but they've already made most of their progress, meaning they've come out, they've shot up in value, and they make tons of money. And they'll easily, some of them will still easily double or triple your money, but they won't do as good as when you initially find a token that might really take off. So a lot of people take their Coinbase wallet and they put their money into Ethereum, because Ethereum is like having cash in your wallet. You're going to need it to buy altcoins, and altcoins are what Coinbase doesn't list, meaning you need to buy those in an alternate way. So for example, if you're going to use something called Uniswap, you need to have Ethereum to pay for that gas fee that it's going to cost you to purchase those tokens. So I have a video on my channel on how to purchase one of those altcoins using Uniswap and the Coinbase wallet. And it's a step-by-step visual of how you can do it. So like you can find a token and you're like, oh, I really like this one. How do I buy it? I have no idea. You can just watch that video. As you guys know who know me from my other channel, I like instructionals. I like explaining things the most simplistic way and visually as well. There's other videos as well. You don't have to rely on me for any of these things. My channel's new. I'm new to this. So I just want to give you guys the foot in the door, get you excited about something, and it's a good time to get these things. So you've made $10 right now in X trend speed. Good. That's good, because most people right now are losing. Most people right now are completely losing their money because look at this market. It's crazy. And people are scared to death. And that is the last time you want to sell, is when you're afraid and the market is not doing good. When you're fearful, you do things that aren't good. Well, if you've only made $10, selling might not be good, because your gas fee is going to cost you more money than you made. So I don't know. I would have to look up how much you bought in, how much you have. Is it going to keep going up? Let's check it out. X trend. You're new? It's okay. I've only been doing this a year, but I study like crazy. So I like deep diving into things as much as absolute possible. Extreme coin, is that what you meant? You said extend speed? I don't even see that one on there. I see one called XRXTR. Is it this? XTR is the only one when I type in XTRE for like extreme. Let's see how that one's doing. Anyway. Oh, that's all over the place, huh? Wow. Yeah, that one's all over the place right now. That one's probably really hard to time to buy by the look of it. I've looks like a earthquake scale. That one's wild. That one's definitely wild. That would be hard to trade. By the time you're selling it, it's dipping back down again. But I got to make sure you're even talking about the same token. Just let me know. But yeah, yeah, it's not extreme for nothing. Yeah, I looked it up. It was called extreme coin. That one is extreme. That's all over the place. Okay, it's a trading platform. Oh, all right, all right. Trades are good. Day traders are they do good. They can do really good because you can you're just watching the market literally all day. So even if the market's moving down, you can still make money because you're buying at the top and then selling when it dips. But that's a stressful thing. I mean, that you'll learn a lot. You'll learn a lot because you have to pay attention to the charts literally all day, and you'll learn how to day trade with that. How much money do you guys get from YouTube for, say, 1,000 subscribers or something like that? Ugh, not much. Let's go. Let's go check out mine. This one doesn't make anything. It's not monetized. So I have to go to another one, okay? I have to go to my main. It's not good. Let's just say that, okay? We will do it live. Okay, here we go. We're going to go to analytics. Now, this is my channel with 13,418 subscribers. And my views in the last 48 hours are 1,273. If you look for my month, I am only at $136. Now, here's the revenue. You can see certain days are higher because those are days when I go live. And when you go live, you get donations. And those donations add up more than anything else, okay? Videos themselves don't really earn you much. Now, here's another thing on how I make money on YouTube is that I have members, okay? So if we go over here to maybe reach or audience and engagement, now we'll go down to monetization, okay? And now we're going to go to, I don't have any merchandise, but I do have memberships, okay? I have 9 total members and 1 left and 3 joined in the last 90 or 30 days. So we're going to look at who they are and when, and we can see total time. 7 months ago, 1 month, 1 month ago, and 7 months ago. Doki Doke, of course. So I have 9 people that subscribe to my channel. That's probably where the bulk of my money comes because, as you guys know, I don't really go live very often and I don't stream for really long periods of time like Standing for Truth does. He makes a lot more. I can log into his account and show you, but I didn't ask permission for that, so we're not going to do it. But I don't care. So I'll show you guys. So from my revenue from members is $54. So as you can tell, my total from my analytics, I would say that, sorry, I missed. My analytics shows me that basically almost half of it comes from my members, more than my watched and donations. My best movie, my videos that make the most money are my flood video. And that one went viral and it only makes me $37. So YouTube used to really be great money and now it's just not. So making money on YouTube isn't really good, and it's not really something you should probably say, I want to make a YouTube channel for money. If you do not be a young earth creationist. We don't make any money from this. If you want to make money, do what I'm doing. Do cryptocurrency, because you'll make a ton more money doing something like I am right now than I ever will doing young earth creation. Let's go now and look at my books, okay? I'll show you guys how much money I make on selling books with young earth creation. Now you guys can really laugh. So we will go to KDP. Oh, it's not on this one, so I will close this one up and I'll open up a new tab for everybody, and you can see us go there. Okay. Oh, good. It's already open. So let's go to share, screen share, window. Which window are you? Looks like this one. Okay, here we are in Kindle Publishing. And we're going to go to reports. And reports are where you can see sales. Look at this. Somebody must have bought a couple books for Christmas because nothing has been selling at all. And I got 2 books yesterday or today and 1 yesterday, and then nothing. And these orange ones are Kindle versions, and the gray ones are physical books. So that's pretty cool. As you guys know, here are my books, and the minimum I can charge for this one, which is my Global Flood, is $25 for the physical version because it's pure color. I actually can't set it lower, and I've tried, and I can't do it. And every single book that I actually sell is set at its minimum price. So I can show you guys how I do that now. You click to like set up a book. I'll just hit copy orders. I don't know why it's offering me that. That's weird. I don't want to do that. So I'll skip that for now, I guess. Man, I got a lot of books. Okay, look, here's print request, order author copies. No, I don't want to do any of these things. Weird, they must have updated something. Not that I care. It's just not what I'm used to. And that usually never says order author copies. It allows me to update my books every time. Very peculiar. I don't like when they throw curveballs at me. Anyway, let's go back to reports. Let me try to find out how much money I've made from books. It's got to be on here somewhere. You guys can leave a comment if you want on maybe how I can do this, but payments, maybe. No, that doesn't make any sense. Maybe. There we go. Net earnings. Somebody bought it from another country. So 93 cents. I got $4. So that must have been that's the highest one, I would imagine. Unless they're buying multiple books. That would be my flood book. These numbers just don't make sense. Historical. Young Earth creation model was a great value. Oh, thanks. That was a fun one. The mutation rate book is one of my favorite ones. But it's actually in the Young Earth creation model handbook now as well. So if you guys got the Young Earth creation model, it's huge, of course, but I couldn't fit even more into it. Like I wanted to put the flood book in it too. I just can't. YouTube or Kindle Publishing has like a limit on book size. Can you imagine? I'd have a tome. That's like going to be 9,000 pages if I could have a book ultimate size. But I guess it's good that I have some colors, and black and white is really cheap. I like it when it's when I can get a really cheap book out there. Let's look for let's go to my bookshelf and go to the Young Earth creation model. $9.99 maybe. That one. Okay. All right, here we go. Young Earth creation model. I shouldn't have gone to that page. Hold on. printing book price. There we go. All right, here we can see what price we can do. Man, they changed it all. This is crazy. Maybe I'm in the wrong spot. Very strange though, because I wouldn't think that that was the case. Hold on. I have so many books up here, and some of them aren't even for sale anymore. You can't get rid of them once you publish them. They don't vanish. They just stay in the ether somewhere. So I have a lot of failed books when I was practicing and learning how to do this, and I just can't get rid of them at all. Like, look, there's the Young Earth Creation model. It's blocked. They blocked me. I can't even update it. This book, look at that. It doesn't even exist anymore. Gone. Draft here. Blocked here. Draft here. That was Donnie's first book. Young Earth Creation Mod Draft, it's stuck there. Young Earth Creation Mod Draft, that's stuck. This one says it's live, but it's not. Iron Raw's Flood book. There we go. Okay, let's go to ebook printing price. This look at this. Here we go. Amazon, $6.76. It says I can get it as low as $4.05, but see right here is the minimum. The minimum it lets me set this price book is at $6.76. So that's why I have it marked at $6.76. The profit I would make is, I think, it's $4.05 for them to print it. So $4.05, they take a cut, and then I would let's just say they don't take a cut. It was $4, so I guess $2.50, something like that, would be what I make on selling those books. I don't mind. These are where it gets real bad. Here we go. The Mutation Rate Handbook. This is a colored book, and the minimum I can set it is $12.85. I have it set on Amazon for $12.85. I can't set it lower. There we go. Now I learned how this works. Here we go. Evolutionary Handbook. Printing book price. I have it for $13.90. The minimum I can set it, $13.90. Yet again. And this is where it gets really bad. Here's my newest book. And this is the Genesis Flood, global or local. And the minimum I can set it is $25.80. So I have it set at $25.80. So again, I make nothing. It's all right. But I wish it was cheaper, because that's kind of expensive. I asked my friend who's a professional author by the name of David Wills, and I said, how much should I sell a book for? He said, you want to sell it for $25. And I said, no matter what book I make? And he said, yes, and I'll tell you why. If it's under that, people think it's really cheap and not worth anything. If it's over that, people see it's way too expensive. They'll never get it as a gift for anybody. They might buy it for themselves, but that's probably also not really going to happen unless they really, really want the book. But $25, a person will justify. They can rationalize spending that amount of money if it's going to teach them something, or if it's going to be a really exciting book, something that they kind of want, maybe even give as a gift. So he gave that price as like a really good one. And this is my most expensive book, and I can't sell it cheaper. And I guess he was right, because this book has actually sold more than almost anything else. So that's pretty awesome to me. I like the book because it's very unique. You actually can buy the book, and it gives you nothing about global flood that you even have to worry about. You can literally just read the book to discover where Eden is. Pretty cool to me. I like that, because you can get multiple things out of the book. It's like a journey through history as you're reading the book. Very, very fascinating. Matt, are you old at trading? No, I'm not. I'm not. Matter of fact, I'm so new to trading that everything I've learned is in the last year. But I can tell you a lot about trading because of the fact that when I decided I'm going to teach others and get them involved into this, I realized that I need to learn as much as I can about it. It's like a fight to me. I'm going to step into a ring and fight somebody. So I better know how to grapple, strike. I better know how to defend against takedowns and against submissions. I want to be as well-rounded as possible. Now, sure, That might not be the best way to maximize trading skill, but I am not a trader. I know everything about all the subjects. So can I trade? Yes. Am I a master trader? By no means, because I was never in the stock market to learn those tricks and secrets. But I know people that do, and I know channels that do. So here's the channels that I recommend. I'll pull them up so you guys can see. Let's go, and you can follow me on that journey. So we're going to look at, we will swap accounts. We will, of course, I can't do that from here. Okay, we will just go into my history then and see which ones I like and pop up on my threads. Here's a good channel that I recommend everybody watch for scam tokens. It's called Crypto Opinion. Now, this is a newer channel, but he updates continuously. And if you ever question whether or not a new token is a scam, watch his channels, because he lays it on the line and his videos are short. They're usually under 5 minutes, and he warns you of what is a trap and why it's a trap. So you can learn a lot from him. Obviously, nothing to do with trading, but we're going to get into that now. I just got to trade screens. I got to flop over. But one thing quick, I want to find one person in particular I don't think I'm subscribed to on the other channel. So here's one. This guy's great.
Where you said
He's a condescending little bastard, I'm going to recommend multiple people, meaning some of them in crypto language are very bullish, meaning they're always positive. We're always, yeah, crypto's going up, everything's great. Others are very demeaning. They think doomsday is tomorrow. And this guy is always in fear. So I listen to everybody. I don't care about their individual perception. I'm listening to what they're saying, and I'm looking at the chart, and I'm taking how they interpret it, and I'm putting it in my notes as my reminder. So when I listen to the next guy, I can make my own determination. I'll listen to one guy say it's bad, and I'll listen to one guy that's saying it's good, and then I come to my own conclusions based on the evidence that I was given. And I recommend you guys do the same. So this guy is really negative, and that's fine, because he's very accurate as well. So this is a great channel. He makes predictions, which I like. He puts his money where his mouth is. But we will call him Dip. Okay. So there's a guy. He considers things to be more bearish by nature. He's warning of a crash coming up. You can see from his charts. We're going to skip over here, and he shows a head and shoulders diagram. And when you see the head and shoulders, there's usually a decline that happens. Well, we're at one right now, and we're coming up onto the next head and shoulders. And when the shoulder ends, we're going to dip. That's his belief. Others believe we might go up. No one knows for certain, but again, these are predictions that can be made. So that's one. Now let me go down and see if I can find another. This person, Chico Crypto, he looks for altcoins. He doesn't predict markets, and when he does, he's usually wrong. So I'm not going to share him regarding trades. I think this is the one I have open. So this guy's very good as well. They created their own charts. His name is Steve, I believe. Very optimistic guy. They look at something and they see pump for the most part. He also has warning signs. He believes the next crash will be, what was it? January 23rd is when his chart that he designed, or they're a team of some sort, they created, which shows the 50-day EMA crossing the 200-day EMA, which is called the death cross. And that's about a month away on their chart. So they put warnings out for that. But for the most part, they're very optimistic right now. So look at him for optimism. Look at the other guy for non-optimism. But let's keep going. I will share with you guys, because I watch a lot. Every single day I watch about 6 people regarding charts. And then I watch about 2 to 3 other people regarding new tokens. Then I watch, make sure that about the scam tokens so I can keep up to date. And then I just study myself after that. Here's a really good one. This guy, I give him a thumbs up. Trader's Reality. I guess it's a good name to be Reality because he is the most neutral that I see. When I listen to him, though, he dips into a little bit of more negativity. He's a little bit more on the negative side, but he, in general, tries to remain neutral. I don't think anybody's completely neutral. I would say that I would be because I don't care either way. That would be the absolute best. That's what you really want to come into, especially with science. And since I love science, I just come in neutral because I don't really care. That's what made me a young earth creationist. But so we're going to say neutral. Sorry, it's all a question. Matt, have you looked into swarm intelligence? No. Oh, yeah. Like, for example, I believe I have. It comes into like once it happens to one and one sees it, and then they all start trying it, and it's a swarm kind of a mentality where all of a sudden every creature of that clan knows how to do it, and then on the opposite side of the world they know how to do it as well. That was pretty peculiar, and it was actually discovered with monkeys that were taking yams or sweet potatoes, and one went into the river and rinsed off the dirt, and they watched him do it, and they all did it. And it's called like the 100 swarm effect. And after 100 did it, it spread across the world, and every species of that monkey now was dipping their yam in water before they ate it. Very, very bizarre. I believe that's what you're talking about anyway. I could be wrong, so you could fill us in. I can also invite you on right now if you also want to come and explain it to everybody. Just let me know. I'll send you the invite right now. If you're comfortable coming on. You don't have to come on camera or anything. I just wanted to throw that out there for you. In the meantime, those are like, I would say, the best broad spectrum 3 people I could recommend. You have your negative, you have your positive, and you have your neutral guy. I can recommend more, but those 3, I would say, watch them, and you'll get a very good taste of the markets. They all use different indicators, they use different strategies, and they all have a place where they've come from the old market and moved into the crypto market and brought their knowledge that I'm siphoning into myself. One has an accent, but not hard to understand at all. Matter of fact, I find it quite fun because his swearing is like hilarious. You know, he goes, "My days." I'm like, I never heard that term. Must be in England or Britain or something like that. So again, want to learn the charts. If you guys are looking to trade, those 3 people are going to be your day traders, your long-term traders. They're the ones that are going to teach you the market better than I would, because I'm just learning from them. And then I take what they're saying and I say, how can I utilize all 3 as a strategy at the same time? And that's hard, but somewhat doable. And the reason it's somewhat doable is because when they are all saying the same thing in a different way, you can be pretty certain that we're not in a good spot right now overall in crypto. And the most optimistic guy, Steve, that I showed you there, even he mentions a death cross in the imminent future, and we got to be careful. So if the most optimistic bullish guy is saying this isn't going to be good for Bitcoin, then I can be fairly certain that, yeah, it's going to continue to downtrend. Now, is that bad? No, because nobody that I know here has money in Bitcoin, but we do have our money in altcoins. So when Bitcoin isn't doing good, that doesn't necessarily mean altcoins aren't going to do good. It just means there's a lot of fear in the market. So there's not a lot of money going into the market. So how can altcoins do good when nobody's buying right now? Now is a really bad time because it's right before Christmas. People have spent their money. And then after Christmas, people aren't going to have any money. So if you do have money, this is actually one of the best times to invest because things are going down. Yes, you might not buy at the bottom because things might continue to go down, but the prices are very, very good. And this is when I'm buying. So I'm willing to take that risk and watch it go even lower because I don't want to miss the opportunities as I've done in the past and just not bought and be like, oh, I'll buy it later. And then it spikes up and I watch it go 1000x. I was sitting there going, oh my gosh, I had $4,000 in a token that I removed out of fear and it went to $1 million in one day. Imagine the heartache that I had. So I've learned my lesson from mistakes. And that's the best way to learn. That's what makes you a good fighter. A guy that's undefeated isn't a very good fighter. If the guy goes, oh, I don't like that school, you know what I mean? They can't beat me up. Well, yeah, go to another school. You want to find a place where you get thrashed. When you get wrecked, that means everybody is better than you. You have a long way to go up. That's a good thing. You need to get wrecked. Yeah, I tried to warn in that Safemoon spike too, man. I tried to warn everybody I could. So let's go back up here and read these. No, I was swim intelligence. What you pointed out is very interesting and curious to me as well. But what I was talking about was how predictions are made using swarm intelligence. Oh, no, I didn't know about that one. Like, for example, a study can ask like a 100 plus group of people what they arbitrarily think about the outcome of a question. There could be two answers or multiple answers, but from what I understand, I guess they can ask people multiple arbitrary questions and collect them and all run through an algorithm and then predict the future. Oh yeah, that's interesting. That comes more like quantum physics. They actually discovered that if you can get 15 or 10 people, I forget what it is, around a gambling table, and everyone focuses as hard as they can on the dice, and everybody knows that dice needs to roll a double six. If they can think that they can cause the dice to roll that same thing over 80% of the time. So they've actually banned people by whatever that amount is from standing around a table because of that study, because they've realized that if they can get people focusing on a particular number and they all concentrate on it, it will land on that more often than not. How crazy is that? But anyway, Mattman, what exchange do you recommend for Safemoon? Well, Safemoon became listed today. So you might not need to use an exchange at all. So this is who listed them. I will pull them up so you can see. I haven't used it yet, but this happened today. Let me share my screen again. Share screen. Yep, just go the whole screen. Okay, they got listed today by Coinstar. So it looks like Coinstar picked up Safemoon Inu today. So you don't have to pay that gas fee through Uniswap, because that's who does it. Uniswap is who I've been using. I go to my Coinbase, I move my Coinbase Ethereum into my Coinbase wallet, then I open up Uniswap, and then I transfer the Ethereum to Safemoon Inu, and I usually leave a couple hundred for the gas fee transaction. And if you want to do that, that's the safest way. I've never used this, so I don't know for sure, but I mean, it's a listing. I mean, I highly doubt it's a fraud. They're a legitimate listing. So we can go right now, since I'm live. Let's go and check them out. And what in the world? Okay, yeah, here was their listing earlier today. There's also more good news here. But here's a really cool feature. Check this out. Here's something that you can do if you get on their Telegram. You literally just go like this. Type in gas, G-A-S. Boom. Look at how cheap that is right now. $47. That is so cheap right now. That means almost nobody's doing trading. I wish I had more to put in. So that's a great feature that they're the only ones I know that actually do that. There's a lot of other tokens that exist, and none of them have that built into their system. So it's really cool because it's instant. You can go and you check the gas, and if it's over 100, you don't want to buy it. It's just so expensive. Why just throw away $100 unless the price is really, really, really good? I mean, if you need to get in, something got released today and you know it's going to skyrocket, who cares if it's even 200? Just buy in. Normally, you want to save your money, though, and you want a cheap gas fee. So that's what I would do, and that's how I would get it. But if you don't, then I would say I recommend going them. Coinstar listing. Here's a link to it. So let's go there now. Coinstar. Oh, it's a tweet that somebody has. So Coinstar.com. Let's check out their website for you. First stop, popular. Okay, there's an email address. So I guess that's how you sign up and find them. You think they would advertise like who they just now listed, right? That's weird. But they don't have to do anything. I mean, obviously that would take updates to do. And why would they bother doing that if they're listing hundreds of coins in a day? Trade, check out the charts. We know what's going on with Bitcoin. Let's watch Ethereum. Man, take some time to load, huh? Yeah, take your time. Take your time. Jeez. No, I'm not doing anything, right? I'm not live. All right, I'm done with this. I have mania. I have no patience for this. That one's done. Close this. Look at the holders. They've only gone up. That's good. When a bad market shows new holders every single day coming in, we're almost at 15,000 now. That's what I'm talking about, guys. So obviously a token that I've always loved is this one. We've got good news. We're pleased to inform you that on Tuesday, December 21st at 5 p.m., the AMA with Safemoon Inu begins. So you'll get to talk to the developers live. Okay, that's good. What else? What else? Man, I don't really know. Close this. This is pointless. Well, since I can watch here, let's go to this channel real quick. Let's go. Little Young Earth Creation. What is he up to? All Young Earth Creation. I'm on the wrong one. You bastard. All right, here we go. Maybe something new in here. Yeah, run guys are interesting. They're a little too optimistic for me. They're really, really pump guys. Not that it's bad. I've learned a couple of cool things from them. Matter of fact, I got to learn about a token today that I'm extremely excited about. It's going to be making NFT cars. So it's real high right now. So I'm going to wait. I've noticed it has a 5-day trend from where it's at its bottom and then it goes up and then it's at its bottom again. So in 2.5 days from now, it'll be at its bottom again. And I'm probably going to be recommending it. It's called Guzzler. Like, think of your car guzzling gas. And it's probably going to do really good because it's the first NFT of its kind to offer cars. And, they have NFTs that offer tokens, people, land, clothing, shoes, artwork, but nothing has made cars. And this is going to be one that makes vehicles that mince, not only vehicles, but tires, interior of the car, you name it. And that's going to do good. You talk about people that want their Lamborghini for their property, they're going to have to do it through them. And Guzzler is going to take off. I guarantee it. There's no doubt. So let me check the price real quick. It was going up when I saw it. And I'm like, I'm not going to chase anything. And I'm not going to recommend it until I know it's going to dip back down and be good for everybody. But definitely a good one. Yeah, one dip. So yeah, it's moving. It's moving up right now. Moving up fast, actually. It's up. It is up 54%. Okay, I guess I should recommend it now. But Guzzler, that's a new token. Don't miss this. Yeah, this is the one right here. They're going to be minting vehicles in a virtual reality, so you guys can get NFT cars now. And from what I've gathered, they're ready. They haven't even minted any yet. They're still working on it. I don't know how many tokens have sold, but they can burn them as well. I don't know. Their white paper looked really good. They're not fake. So that's a huge one. They're actual people behind the project. They've made multiple videos on what they plan on doing and how it's going to work. They've already created the world where like if let's say that I had a coin, I could pay them to have billboards. So when you're driving down the street, you see the billboard of my token that I rented to be put on there, like in reality. Pretty crazy. So let's check out the charts with this one. Guzzler. So we'll find it on CoinMarketCap. That would probably be the best. But there it is. And then we'll go to CoinMarketCap. Here's the website. And there's their white paper, their audit. You can come down and see how to get everything. There are different cars that they're going to have in there. But you can just create almost anything yourself. So if you're a mechanic and you know exactly what to build, you can. And you can race your car. And you can race it for a pink slip so you can win someone else's car. You can literally bet your own car away. Or you can just race for money. They've got a lot of crazy things planned for it. Pretty smart, actually. I think this one's going to do really good. And look at their market cap. It's low right now. Look at what they've done. We're going to go to all time 1 year because they haven't even existed long, right? They came out. They didn't do anything, right? Their investors sold that were in the original IO. And then all of a sudden it went up, back down, went up, back down, went up, back down. And now look at it. Boom, just shooting up just today. Just today, or actually the last 2 days went up a little. And then literally today, boom. But we're talking minuscule amounts. Look at that. Their market cap, they don't even know. So their fully diluted market cap, meaning the maximum it could be right now, is 16 million. That's what Safemoon Inu is right now. So it's very, very low for a brand new token to be coming out like that, especially for what it is. Tokens that do minted NFTs right now that are dealing with land are in the 500 million to 1 to 2 billion market cap. Imagine that. I mean, that's like 1,000x. That's insane. Maybe even more. When you're looking at it on YouTube, they're talking about it being a 3,000x coin. I don't know where they came up with that number. I don't even think mathematically that would work out because I think that would be like better than Bitcoin. But I mean, it's 7 million maybe, but not at 16. Yeah, so I'm gonna, if it's moving up in these trends, like if you go here, I already did the math on this earlier. Look, here it is on well, it doesn't say the day. Yeah, 12.4. Then we go over here, it's back down again at 12.7. So 3 days there, 7, and then 8, 9, 10, back down again. So that's a 3-day interval. And then let's see, 10, 11, 12, 14. So 4 days on that one. And then we've been down for a couple days. Let's see, 15, 16, 17. Yep. Okay. So the 17th and then spike in 17, 18. It's the 18th. Oh, so it might still move up for the next day. 1, 2. Yeah. Next 2 days, it can still be moving up and then back down, maybe even to the red again, depending on how many people buy in this scenario. And then it'll be hopefully cheap again to buy a bunch more up. So if it comes back down even halfway, we'll be coming back down here. It'll still be at a good price. And that should do really, really, really good. So I'm liking that one. Another one is the people that made Pokemon just made a game. And I wrote this one down to investigate. It's a legitimate coin. They've already come up with like how the game is going to run. And it's called Revomon. And Revomon is really good. Look at how low it is right now. It came out and then went down. So we have like, it didn't really do much, but now because of the gamers, right? The gamers are making things come back alive again. So for the last couple of days, back down into dirt territory. It's because they have the game like on the sidelines. They haven't launched it, so everyone thought it was fake, or I don't know. So they've been selling because the markets are bad and there's no game. So they're waiting. They're just sitting on their hands. All the investors are selling because they don't think anything's coming out with it. But it's back down to 15 million market cap. So if they do what they intend to do with their game, that's another good, huge potential. But frankly, if I were to be like, I'm going to pick one or the other, Safemoon Inu and Guzzler all the way. But that's just me. Who am I, right? So I hope everyone had fun. I got some recommendations in there for everybody at least. So I might pull those out later and put them back down into the main chat, the comment section, for people to have something to click on so they can enjoy their time. Learning the trades, learning the charts, how to read the charts. They're really good people to teach you. That's really good, but that's only half the battle. You've got to learn, like, what are the scams out there? What are the good coins? What to look for? How to read the white paper? All of these things. It might seem overwhelming, but it's not. You can learn anything, okay, guys? Nothing is too hard to learn. You just take the time, and if you want to learn it, if you like the subject, you're going to learn it. You're going to learn it fast. So that's what I recommend if you're interested. If you just have somebody else that's already interested in it and they're your friend, okay, just let them do it for you, man. They're already into it. So that would be great. So I know Crazy Eyed Me, you said you got friends that are already into it. Well, good. Ask them their advice. Like, what are they into? A lot of people want to play the safe coins. That's great, but they've made their move. You're not going to 1000x. You know what I mean? So I want you guys to make a lot of money, because a lot of you guys might not have a lot of money to work with. It's one thing if you have $100,000. If you did, I would be like, okay, you got 100,000. Let's play it safe. Let's go check out the coins that are going to do good here real soon. The weird thing about Gala is that you can read their white paper and their tokenomics, and you actually don't know what the hell their tokenomics are. They're really cryptic. You can read one thing on one page, and then you can go to CoinMarketCap and read something entirely different. It doesn't mean that they're not going to do good. It just means that it's really weird. You can't really trust what's going on. Like, their market cap is $20 billion. $20 billion. That means it's not, I mean, it's going to move up, but it's not going to do so good like these other tokens. I mean, you'll make money. Like I'm saying, you'll easily 2x, 3x, 4x your money. So like Engine, another great token. It's made its moves. It's already at 1 billion market cap. So, to double your money, it's got to go to $2 billion. That's a lot of trading right now, especially in a market that's not optimistic. And then Gala coin, really good. Crypto.com actually has a coin. CRO is its name. I like Trezos. Trezos is phenomenal. Their market, their strategy and their tokenomics. When I was reading through it, I was like, wow, I wish I would have found this a year ago. I would have went all in. But now it's at probably 13 billion market cap. It's insane right now. Hold on. I'll tell you exactly. Oh, 3.7 billion market cap. So that's really high. It's going to do good. Don't get me wrong. It's a phenomenal coin. If I had $100,000 to invest and I didn't know anything about the market, I wasn't really interested. I was like, I don't really know. I don't have a lot of time. I'm just going to put it in what has the best tokenomics and kind of like walk away. I would do that. I would be like, okay, Trezos looks good to me. I feel safe doing that one. Even Ethereum, right? Ethereum does good. You can't neglect that. Energy, spelled ENERGI, kind of a weird one, but looks good. Same with Unibright, has really good tokenomics where they burn tokens, very similar to well, a lot of tokens burn a lot of coins burn tokens, but now we have Decentraland, weird. Quant, QUANT, another good one. Very good potential, but hasn't done much. Every time it gets near 500, it goes back down again. Basic attention token, BAT, really cool because they're the ones that deal with the website Brave browser. So if you have Brave browser and you visit websites and people visit other sites, you get paid bat tokens for using the internet. Crazy, right? But that's what their token does. So that's pretty cool. It got really low there for a while. That'll probably shoot back up again. So as you can see, there's a lot of things to like put your money in. A lot of them kind of high though. You know what I mean? They've already made a lot of big moves. So we want to find the ones that either have made their move and they're back down again, or they're about to make a move. And that's why I'm a huge fan of the Safemoon Inu, because it's made its move and then it came back down again, and it's back down into those low units where people are like, oh, it's not worth anything. It's like, it's that's great. Keep that mindset, buddy, because I'm gonna keep buying, because they haven't gotten listed by a big name yet. They haven't made their video game yet. It's not live. That's all these future things that are just huge for that. And then the car one, that's just crazy. Guzzler, I mean, they haven't minted any yet. So imagine when that happens. It's just rocket, guys. A lot of these things are good. So should eventually do a show about MMA. Yes, I will be, actually. But we train at night. We tried recording one, and it was so dark outside, you can't see anything. You can't even see us. And I don't have like lights. We actually just train in the dark. I have a little bit of like these soft lights, and they're just enough to see. They're good enough for us to see, but they're not good enough to record anything. I intend to, though. I definitely intend to. I train every second night, so it'd be fun. I got a lot of cool things I could share on that. I don't know if it would just be us fighting, because just like, why not? Who the hell doesn't want to watch that, right? But technique, I mean, I guess. I doubt people want to see escapes from the back or whatever. It's like, there's already instructional videos out there for that. My ways are just a little bit unique because I was a smaller person that only trained with larger people. So my techniques are really geared towards fighting people that are larger, stronger. And so I came up with a utility belt, basically, that allows me to beat bigger people. So that's kind of helpful. But then I get in the ring and I fight guys that are my size. So not really very applicable. No need to do half the moves. But hey, I could show ways to roll without hurting your low back, because I thrashed my low back. It blows out on me now. So now I've learned to fight and not hurt my low back. So I guess I could teach that as a technique. That's probably pretty important. You can't hurt yourself during a fight. Fight's over. So simple and beautiful moves and techniques. Well, there's nothing really pretty about the way I fight, as you'll see. I mean, I can jump kick people on the head, but I could show techniques that can be used to immobilize people that are really, really simple. That are actually kind of funny, because you would never think to do it. Because what works in a real fight, when you're fighting like just an absolute rage fight, well, that's going to send you to jail. And the reason that is because if I rip somebody's ear off, which is actually really easy to do, or I bite them, or I gouge them, that's called mayhem. It's a charge, and it sends you to jail. Matter of fact, it sends you to prison. It's a mayhem charge. So you can't do what really, really works, because the moves that work in a real fight are those illegal moves that aren't allowed in a ring. So when you're fighting somebody and your strategy is to destroy them, well, guess what? That's things that you can't practice. I can't practice with my partner by putting my finger in his lip and tearing it off, tearing it open, ripping the lip. It's called fish hooking in the ring, and it's illegal. There's a reason it's illegal, because it works so damn good. But that's the nature of fighting. A fair fight is what you expect is going to happen. And that's not what happens in a fight. Someone's going to throw that first punch. Are you ready? Well, you better be. So the first thing to do is probably throw the first punch. So that's scary too, because now you've initiated the fight. Now you're already probably going to go to jail. So now how badly do you hurt the person? The best thing to do in any situation where there's a fight is actually just run. Now, there's only one scenario where you're not going to run. I mean, if a guy throws his hands up and he wants to fight you, you run. If a guy throws a kick at you, you run. If a guy pulls out a knife, you run. The only time you can't run is when a guy grabs you. That's the scenario where now you have to fight. Can you fight? Well, you better be a grappler. So now you better either have to get out so you can run, or you have to fight them. So now you're going to go to prison regardless, because the odds of you knowing how to fight meaning the guy grabbed you and now you're a better fighter than him. Well, now you're going to beat him up anyway. So now you've got to win in court. So you see what I mean? Fighting is never good because either way, you fucking lose. You're going to lose, man. Don't fight people. Take it from me, man. It's not good. And I love fighting. Don't get me wrong. Here's what I would do. If a guy grabs a hold of me, I put my hand in their armpit and then my other thumb goes on their collarbone and I squeeze. Their collarbone's broken. It only takes 8 pounds of pressure to do it, and they can no longer use their arm. And then I push them and I leave. That's it. Game over. They're not going to be able to fight you even if they wanted to. Problem solved. You don't need to bite them, thumb their eye. You don't need to hit them in the face. You don't need to take them down and put them in a choke and then run. You don't have to do any of that. Because guess what? The second anybody learns that you actually know how to fight, you're going to prison. I don't care if they hit you first. You go. Believe me. You know why? Because I've been to prison. Don't fight people. So anyway, yeah, focus on crypto. Focus on science and things like that. I like to fight, and I do it in my own yard with people that come to my house that want to fight me. That's fine. That's cool. It's completely, that's consent right there. You're on camera. You know, they say, yeah, let's fight. You get black eyes, you break fingers. That shit happens. That's what happens during training. But in the street's violent. I could take a guy down, he hits his head, he's dead. That's a strike. You go to prison for murder, manslaughter, mayhem. You can go to jail for any of those scenarios, and now you have a strike on your record. Guess what? 3 strikes is life in prison in the United States. A strike in prison is very easy to get. So if you get 2 strikes and you go to prison, you can get another strike there. You never get out again. Fighting is dangerous. So here we go. I don't instigate fights. It's just that I have limited threshold for being picked on. Yeah, that you can scare people by being picked on, though. Literally, if somebody pushes me and they go, "Come on, man, let's fight," I go, "Get away from me! What are you talking about? I'm going to kill you." And you know what I mean? It's like they have no idea who they're picking on, right? Anybody is insinuating a fight with you probably doesn't know you, just like they don't know me. Who's going to start a fight with me? I'll kill them. But I just, in rage, I start kicking the wall next to me, like I'm serious, man. You know, just start kicking garbage cans and throwing shit out of the way because you're enraged and you want to fight them, but you can't because you know the outcome. I enrage on things around me all the time, especially if someone's trying to get into a fight with me. I just enrage. I body slam a chair. I don't care. I want to enrage on them, but I can't. So I just get it out. And then by that point, they think I'm a psychopath, which I probably am, but that's beside the point. It means that I can't fight them no matter how badly I want to. And it's easy for people to push your buttons. They usually try to, right? That's what they're doing. Somebody cuts you off, then you go, "What in the world?" You hit your horn, and then they brake check you. It's like, wow, you're really looking for trouble, huh? So you really just got to take a deep breath and go, okay, maybe this person's mom just died. And that's why they're acting out, because they want to get beat up. And you're the outlet for their rage. You have to justify and rationalize things quickly. That doesn't happen when you're in your 20s. And half of your 30s, it really doesn't happen either. You learn that by the time you're in your 40s. Then you've mastered it. The goal is getting through those early years when you snap and you don't control your emotions, so that you can make it to the age where you can control your emotions. And then you go, now I know what to do. So that's the whole thing. I've hit walls and broken my hand. I've hit people and not broken my hand. So you know what I mean? How stupid just to thrash my own hand, cause an injury permanently in my hand for nothing. I would have rather broken it on a person. Instead, no. My anger caused me to inflict pain and a permanent injury on myself over enraged for nothing. So you know what I mean? It's just, you do crazy things when you're young. And a lot of those are the wrong focus on the wrong area. And so I guess all we can do is just the best thing to do is probably train, because when you're walking and you've trained for 2 hours and then you're in a store and someone's acting up, the last thing you want to do is enrage on them, because you trained, it's out of your system. You're not all pent up and built up or mad about something. So training is actually really good for people. I recommend that. And usually I'm burned out from lack of sleep and studying and making videos anyway. It's pretty funny how you can get physically exhausted from mental activities. That's, I guess, when you know you're starting to get old. but that's the way it goes. Yeah, I just got a lot of little projects that I wanted to do for my other channel and for the Standing for Truth channel. And then I got Christmas coming up. I made a fun video. I know this has nothing to do with it on this channel, but you know what? I'm going to play it anyway because I like it. And I'll share it just because I'm going to upload it right now. It'll be fun. And this is what I made for my other channel. Most of you guys have no idea what that other channel is. That's fine. I hope it stays that way because I don't want you positivity guys coming over and this getting all the negativity that's on my channel. This one's gonna stay positive and more fun. But this was a video that I made regarding human evolution, and a lot of people that were probably going to be watching this video that haven't yet probably believe in evolution. And I can't say enough that if you knew half of what I do right now, you would never believe it because you've been duped. I was duped. I believed it. I was only taught it during school. And then I went through it with a fine-tooth comb and I realized I can't believe I ever believed it. But I guess that's what indoctrination does. It's kind of like if I only trained in wrestling and then I went to a jiu-jitsu school and they tell me, stop going to your knees, roll on your back. Well, I can't just start doing that. I'm indoctrinated. I've been told never go onto my back. I'll be pinned. I'll lose my fight. You can't just tell me don't go there. It's instinctual for me now to believe that that is a bad place for me to be. So the same thing, people don't question it. And they've been told, no, it's true. Don't question that. Matter of fact, if you question it, you're going to fail my class. There's no alternative to this. And the same thing in martial arts. You learn that the best martial arts is the one that you're in. Yeah, sure it is. So you mean to tell me that all the other karate schools are wrong, but I'm in the best karate school? Yeah, get out of here, right? But that's what they tell you, and that's what you believe. And so you end up going to a different school one day and you get your butt kicked and then you realize, wow, I should be training at other places, right? So it's the same thing. You need to learn other things about science. And frankly, like Redefined Living has said, the theory of evolution is protected by law. It's the only scientific theory that is. That right there proves it's not scientific because it can't be falsified. If you can't question a theory, it's not science. I'm sorry. It's just not. It's bogus. And they know that because they invented it. Anytime you invent something, of course it's bogus. So I made a video exposing how bogus it is, but it's for my other channel, but I'm going to play it here as soon as it finishes uploading. So let me read the next question. There is a muscle memory just like there is physiological memory or psychological memory. Yes, there is, because I could put on rollerblades today that I haven't used in 20 years and jump on a handrail and skate right down it because I was a professional skater before I got into MMA and fighting. I could do everything. I could jump from handicap handrail over to the other one. I could transfer no problem, blindfolded. My shins still show the marks from the disasters that I would make. Matter of fact, I was one of the few people on earth that could do a disaster. It got me my sponsorship through Senate. And it's when you would use a car to pull you so you could get momentum so that you could jump before the curb and land on the handrail. It was called a disaster. The reason they called it that is because if you missed, it was a disaster, meaning you probably would break something. It was very, very fun. I loved the adrenaline. And I skated for years until I decided I'm going to change professions. I want to be a professional cage fighter. And that was when I took my skates off and never put them on again. But that muscle memory is there. And the same thing in the brain. See, we were taught in school that once you lose brain cells, they don't come back anymore. And now we know the exact opposite is true. It's called neurogenesis. But what happens is when you're hit in the head every single day, you end up damaging the brain because the brain hits the side of the skull constantly. So it doesn't get time to regenerate and there's inflammation. And then what happens is the dendrite retract from the neurons in the brain and they have to now regrow, but they don't get a chance to because not much regrows the dendrite and you're causing more damage over time. And a lot of things damage the brain, like for example, wheat, grains, they have gliadins and glutenin in them. And these pass the blood-brain barrier and cause pockets and holes in the brain like a drug. So they actually cause dementia, Alzheimer's. They degenerate the brain to the point where no matter how much neurogenesis you want to do, after a certain age, it's not possible. So muscle memory, physical, emotional, all of these things are memories that can be passed on. We learn that through epigenetics as well. If I have fear of spiders, I can pass that fear onto my child through epigenetic tags. That can also happen. So now back to the things. What do I think that bib reach in 500? Let's check it out. Good question. Sorry, gotta load. Come on, come on. Let's see. Oh, B&B. Okay, what do you think oh, 500. Well, the downtrend right now shows that there's a head and shoulders going on, okay? So we'll go back to that live chart by swapping my account, just because it's easier to find this way. Then I'm going to go here, and I'm going to show you what I've seen is not looking good, okay? So we're seeing a fluctuation, been moving between 48 and 46. It's been fluctuating around there and maintaining. So for it to break around the 50,000 mark, or do you, I'm sorry, wait, you said 500, right? Sorry, I lost your chat. Let me go back. Okay, you mean $500,000. My bad. I was thinking $50,000. I think on more minuscule terms. I'm thinking, when is it going to break 50,000? You want to know 500? That's a harder guess, because that's a duration span farther than we can know and farther than we can predict, because we can only see more shorter terms. Now, that said, let's pull something up I wanted to share with you. Look at this chart. What you're looking at the top is the dollar. Okay, this is the dollar index, and down here is the Bitcoin value. So right here, you see between January 2007 and in the 22nd through 18, we see the price of the dollar going down, and we see Bitcoin going up. Then we see for about 2 years, from January 22nd, 2018 to 2020, we see Bitcoin going down and kind of maintaining as the dollar value goes up. Then we see a dip on 2020 through 2021. We see the dollar going down and Bitcoin going up. Now we're seeing the dollar going up and continuing to go up. And we're seeing Bitcoin again consolidating and somewhat going down. So if the dollar keeps going up like it is, especially for the next 3 months, because remember, the Fed said just 2 days ago that they are extending the bills to March. So we know for the next 3 months, the dollar is going to do good and keep going up. And then we're going to find out how much longer they're going to say it's going to keep going up. So we know Bitcoin has a downtrend or maintenance like this right here, where it dipped down and it maintained. I mean, yeah, it gave a little rise, but it didn't break anywhere. It didn't go to new levels. It didn't reach any new level at all during that time. It never reached the higher highs here, only the lower lows. So to predict when it would reach 500, that we're talking over in the next year, not probably the end of 2022, the end of it, because we're going to see the dollar climb for a while. So I hope that answers that. So let me check. Have you heard or looked up how oxygen itself doesn't allow for an environment for bacteria or viruses to survive? Yeah, that's why hyperbaric oxygen chambers are very, 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 very good. And that's why I recommend people getting in those things, actually. I love hyperbaric. I wanted to make a bed out of a hyperbaric oxygen chamber, but keep it at 21% atmospheric pressure. That was my goal with that. I was building one, or my dad was building one for me, and then I got out of it. Now let me show you what I have personally right next to me. I'm going to pull this out, and show you guys right next to me how much I actually like oxygen. Here is my oxygen tank. Look at that bad boy. $5,000. Produces my own oxygen right there. So yes, I'm an advocate. But remember, oxygen causes free radicals. Okay, I'm going to teach you something about oxygen and why it's bad and how you need to protect yourself if you're going to raise your oxygen levels. Okay. I hope Ethereum crashed to $4,000 that I can buy some. Yeah, it could. But remember, Ethereum is an altcoin, so it's going to perform better than Bitcoin will. So if Bitcoin keeps going down, Ethereum can possibly maintain. But remember, they are bound together. So if Bitcoin takes a dive and it dips hard, Ethereum will follow. Okay? My bad. Let me just stop then. How should I do it? Your screen blocked your view. Oh, my own screen. My bad. I forget I was on screen share. But actually, I need to go back to screen share. Not Ethereum, I'm in Bitcoin. Ah, yes. Yes, that would be good if Bitcoin does take kind of a dive. And the reason it would be good is because there's a lot of people that want Bitcoin for long term. And who can afford a Bitcoin at near $50,000? Does anybody have $50,000 to buy one Bitcoin right now? No, not many. But if it went down and beat the resistance at 40,000, because remember, $40,000, there's a lot of resistance that's going to happen there because a lot of people have buy orders at 40,000, meaning there's a lot of people that are going to buy like 600 Bitcoin at that level. So it's going to take a huge amount of people selling to break the $40,000 mark. But once it does, it could get down to probably 32,000. 32, 36, those are reasonable numbers that it could get down to. So have your buy button ready to go at that time, because once it dips, it instantly starts spiking up from everybody buying it. So keep this chart open. I recommend people watch this one, and I'll tell you why. Okay, I'm going to post this for everybody to see. And the reason I recommend this chart is for this reason. You hear that? You guys can hear when something is going to happen. Those are sales right now. Hear that? So you guys don't need to watch the chart. You literally can be at work and be doing something and listening to the charts rather than having to watch them all day. That's what I do. This is set in my background. And when I hear like an explosion, because you'll hear like a really crazy stuff happening, you can look at the charts real quick and then you're ready to go and start to watch. What is your price prediction in the next 2 weeks? Ooh, 2 weeks, good one. I would say down to about 43, 44. If not even lower. I would say it could definitely dip much lower. And I'll show you who I recommend that makes predictions for 2 weeks from now. Okay. So we are going to go to this. Matter of fact, let me turn this off. I'm sorry, left that on. And yeah, it sounds like sales happening, right? When there's a sale, it goes down. When you hear the money like ching, it goes back up. So you'll start to identify the sound as you hear it. Okay, so this guy's good. This guy here is making predictions though. Okay, here.
I discovered the 8 immortal kings of Samaria lived a total of 241,200 years.
Yeah, it didn't live that long. That's how long they reigned.
That these type of stories have an element of truth to them.
Come on, the guy couldn't even get that right in his own commercial. You kidding me? Man, some people, Sumerian kings reigned for 12,000 years. Get out of here. The sexagismal system shows that their math was completely wrong. And then they didn't even live that long, and they reigned that long. He couldn't even get the most basic thing right. What was that commercial, like 4 seconds? Man, I can't stand things sometimes. Look at that dip right now. See, hear that? This is what to listen for. It's recovering. Oh, there it goes. Bye-bye, Bitcoin. Down, 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 down. that's a fun live chart. And that's also the link to a guy I recommend. He puts Bitcoin's price in a few weeks from now very, very low. Very low. I think maybe around below the $40,000 range. I think he believes that it's going to collapse below the $40,000 mark. His predictions though are on his YouTube or Twitter account or something like that. I don't follow that. I really just do YouTube. I don't have time for social media, so I'm really just focusing on the charts and YouTube videos that I listen, I learn, take a couple predictions, and I just see Bitcoin in this downtrend right now. Yeah, they could sound like a song, for sure. The one thing that I don't like about it is that you hear the sounds when they're not on. If you listen to it for a really long time, like I can swear I hear it when I'm in the other room and it's not even on. Yeah, look at that. I say it goes down. I say it goes down, and then it goes to 490. Yeah, I know. That is the absolutely the hilarious thing about cryptocurrency. A lot of people make predictions, and it does the exact opposite. And nobody predicted the Bitcoin crash recently, though, either. Nobody thought it was going to be down to this level, even. They thought it was going to keep going and that they were going to finish out the year at $100,000. But I keep seeing a downtrend, and all of the people, even the most optimistic and positive people, are saying bad things. Matter of fact, the most optimistic person I know says that the death cross is going to happen in January 24th. And you can see him right here. Where are you? Where are you? Nobody knows for certain. That's for sure. I don't. All I can just guess. And my guess comes from me listening to all these different people and then coming to my own conclusions. So my guess comes from all of them and just making a logical conclusion, not like extremes, like, oh, it's going to be 55 or, oh, it's going to be 35. Those are extremes. I just see negativity in the charts. I see fear, and I see in my opinion, it's a trap bull run. Yes, yeah, I see the trap. I see a trap. Exactly. Too much going on right now. It's a lot of buys. See, when you're looking at the people placing orders, they place orders really high, and then when it starts to reach them, they remove them. So those are fake. Those are called shorts. I mean, squeezes. That's a short squeeze. That's illegal to even do, but they do it anyway to instill. They're trapping people is what they're doing. So I agree. This is a trap. We got to be careful. So it's not a good time in the market. Very cluttery, a lot of fear. Just keep eyes on altcoins, I would say. Try to get on some really good ones because you can find that in bad markets. Okay, guys? And I've gone on, I guess, long enough. This was going to be like, oh, wait, you know what? Yeah, I guess I went on long enough. Don't forget to watch a crazy video that I played earlier. I could also end with it because it was fun and there's different people now watching. And when it ends, I will call it a night. But this is a fun video for everybody. I learned a lot on it and I think it was fascinating. Let me know what you think about this video as well in the comment section.
They had to do it because my generation wasn't investing in it. So that's why between 1960 and 1980, they didn't like stocks. So the 401k came out. Then what happened is in 1987, the stock market crashed. So Greenspan comes out. He's a Federal Reserve guy. Remember, the Federal Reserve is not American. It's not a government agency. So he came out, and what Greenspan put was what I call a PPT. It's the Plunge Protection Team, or also called the Greenspan put, or also what people say, don't fight the Fed. Basically, what Greenspan did is every time the stocks crashed, the Plunge Protection Team would protect you. So my generation, the boomers, are going, well, I don't have to worry because every time the market crashes, the Federal Reserve Bank and the Treasury will bail me out. So that's today we have our US corporations are zombie. 20% of US corporations are zombie corporations. It means they're broke, but they're being propped up by the Federal Reserve Bank and the government. That's communism. So anyway, stocks get protected. Gold is a good investment because the Fed, all the central banks in the world now own gold. So they're not going to let gold crash. They'll do something to make sure the price of gold stays up. So I don't like stocks, but I like gold. Silver is getting more valuable because gold, all the gold never disappears. It just keeps piling up. But silver is being used in the Green New Deal, in solar cells, in medical things. So I like silver. And if you can see back here, look at this here, silver was $2. It hit $50 here when the Hunt brothers were trying to manipulate the gold market. And even today, it's only 27, but you can't get any. So here's stocks. The government will make sure it doesn't crash. Gold will not crash, but crypto could. You know why? Because the Fed doesn't want it. Because the reason I like crypto, the reason I buy Bitcoin and Ethereum and all that stuff is I don't like the Fed. When I talk to most of the young guys, they don't like the Fed either. But the problem is, and this is why you've got to be smarter, is that the Fed wants to take this out. The European Central Bank, the ECB, wants to take it out. The Bank of Japan wants to take it out. The Bank of China wants to take it out. So that's why you crypto guys, you've got to be smarter today. You don't just sit there and go, oh. So you crypto guys, you got to be smarter because what possibly, it hasn't happened yet, is a Fed coin or a yuan coin, a Chinese coin. China will probably have it before the US. Mm-hmm. And there will be a European coin. They want to destroy Bitcoin. So you guys in Bitcoin, you've got to be smarter. So as it's coming down, like I said, I'm still going to buy more. But when it passes 27,000, I'm going to back up the truck, just like I did when it passed 9,000. Because that's what traders do. So let me show you that the bigger thing here is this. This is the future. This has not happened, but it might happen. If there's a Fed coin, they're going to get rid of the commercial banks. You see, the only way the money can go into the marketplace right now is the Fed prints money. They give the money to commercial banks like US Bank and Bank of America and Wells Fargo, and they lend the money out. But if the Fed coin comes out, they don't need these banks. So if there's a Fed coin, Wells Fargo is gone. I'm not saying this is going to happen. This is my prediction of what might happen. Don't say I'm saying it's going to go out and all that stuff. At the same time, if the Fed coin comes in, it wipes me out. Because the way I get my money is I have great credit. And like I said, just last week, Ken McElroy and I borrowed $160 million. That's the only way money gets into the system is guys like us, capitalists, have to borrow money. School teachers can't even get a credit card. They're so stupid. Well, they get a student loan. What a rip-off that is. But a guy like me will go out there and use debt. I use debt to acquire assets, and I pay no taxes. But they'll never teach you that in school. That's why there's no financial education. That's why my poor dad was a Marxist, and he taught people that capitalists are crooks. And now there's crooks everywhere. You know, there's even crooked ministers. Obama likes those guys. So it's not the money, it's the person. And our school system's intentionally designed not to teach you about money. Because once they take these two away, then they go to Marxism or communism, UBI is universal basic income. You know what I mean? And that's what they're doing today with the stimulus checks. They're giving money straight to you. They don't need these guys anymore. You know, because I had to go to see you and either get a credit card or get a home loan. And these guys slow down the economy. So if they go to if they go to a Fed coin, these guys are gone, we go to pure communism, which is, I think, the intention. That's why Kamala Harris is going to be the next president. Or MMT, it's Marxist monetary theory. That's my prediction. I'm not saying it's going to come true. If you say, well, I said that, it's not true. And what that is called is totalitarianism. It's beyond Marxism. They control your thoughts, they control your breathing, they control your injections, they control your money, they control how you get your money, how much you make, where you're spending it, where can you travel. They'll know everything about you. It's called totalitarianism. One of my friends predicted that Bitcoin will go to 1.2 million. I don't know that. I just listened to him. He's a lot smarter than me, but he says 1.2 million. Max Kaiser says 250,000. Some guys say, 100,000. I watch silver. I think silver will go to 100. If silver goes to 100, I make a lot of money. It doesn't make any difference. There's so many ways you can get rich in a capitalist society, but the moment we go to this here, we've lost. So I don't know what the future holds, but I think this is where we're going. So if this happens, my gold and silver are not in this country. I love Bitcoin because it's portable, no storage problems. So that's why I'm very bullish. I'm very optimistic about Bitcoin because there's going to be chaos for the next 10 years. And Bitcoin will go up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. Ethereum will go up and down. Blockchain will go up and down. And then they're going to try and put guys like me in jail. Happens every time. So this here is it. This is our schools. Go to school, get a job, become a small entrepreneur. Start a pizza shop or something. I don't do that because these guys pay 40% in taxes. Remember, money is debt and taxes. So they work for money, they pay 40% in taxes. They work for money, they pay 60% in taxes. So the small entrepreneurs, the guys who are just startups, they're going to pay the highest taxes around. But the big business guys like Elon Musk and Bill Gates and Rich Dad here, we only pay 20% tax. And we're inside investors. I put my own deals together. I don't touch stocks, bonds, mutual funds, ETFs. I'll create my own deal, like the water deal I talked about. I'm doing a Green New Deal, but I'll pay no taxes at all. And that's what financial education does.
I love that video. It's just great. And by the way, if you can see, let me in this so you can see my screen on my phone. Remember when Bitcoin dipped right there? You see that when it went down to 42,000, and then you see the chart as it's going down. It's what they're doing is this is a sign that they're trying to make that money up, and they're trying to gather as much as they can wealth, and if they can, they'll push Bitcoin back up at the end. But it seems like they're not getting their money, so that it eventually is going to consolidate because they have to get back down to that $42,333. Okay, so that's what I think is probably going to happen, and I would bet that they are working their way back down to that number before anything else happens, and by that point, it's probably going to be bad. That's all. Let me check it. Okay, here's a question. I'm going to ask you or Donnie for that's super serious. Oh man, I can't even talk about this. I got a strike on this channel for talking about this. How can I do it? How can I do it? We need to email a strategy where we can have different terms and words on how we can talk about this. Until then, until my next live stream, I can't do it. I'll only have one channel left, but I want to. But we'll strategize that one for the next stream, okay? We'll strategize. Until then, I guess we're good. I will see if Donnie wants me to go live on his channel now, and I will talk about some YEC. Okay, everyone. Till next time. Batman out.